What is up, Z Fighters? It's Manga Adventures, and thanks for coming to part 5 of What If the Saiyans Train Before Coming to Earth. We're finally approaching Super, but how will things turn out for the Z Fighters? If you're enjoying the series, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does let me know you guys want more, and it's thanks to you guys I reached over 10,000 subscribers, which is a huge milestone, so thank you so much. I really appreciate it, but enough shameless promotion. Let's jump into the story. Goku charges up to Super Saiyan 3 and gets ready for the opponent in front of him. Gohan charges up his ki as well, the terrifying amount of white aura that makes Goku's body shake with excitement. He charges forward without hesitation, but each of Goku's blows are blocked with ease. Meanwhile, all of Gohan's attacks hit their mark, though Goku isn't backing down. He uses instant transmission, catching his son off guard with a Kamehameha, but Gohan reacted in time to counter with the Maseko, his blast winning without so much as a struggle. But Goku was gone once again, appearing behind Gohan in hopes of landing a sneak attack, but that attack is blocked as well, and countered with an elbow that sends Goku crashing into the ground. With Goku out the picture, Goten and Trunks jump in, charging up to Super Saiyan 2. On the left, Goten fires a Kamehameha, and on the right, Trunks fires a Saturday Crush. But all Gohan does is smile as he holds out both his hands, dispersing the blast with sheer power. He then charges towards Goten and knocks him into base with a punch to the stomach. Trunks fires a flurry of ki blasts, but Gohan dodges them all with grace before giving him a neck chop that knocks him out of Super Saiyan 2. Goku flies up to lock eyes with his son once again, still retaining his Super Saiyan 3 form, but next to him is Raditz ready to help. They attack in unison, but not even the brothers combined could keep up with Gohan, who first takes out Raditz, but Goku refuses to go down without a final fist clash that shakes the earth. Goku unwillingly reverts back to base, admitting defeat, breathing heavily, trying to catch his breath after using Super Saiyan 3. Even though he can hold the form for a longer time, it means nothing facing against Ultimate Gohan. Raditz then announces Bulma's birthday is about to start and they all need to change. Trunks pleads to continue training, but Raditz grabs him by the ear and flies off. Not wanting to make his uncle mad and knowing his father would procrastinate, Gohan took it upon himself to make sure everyone arrives on time. When they do, the party is a huge success, that is, until the arrival of Beerus, who is looking for the Super Saiyan God. He declares himself to be the god of destruction, and only Raditz has a clue of what that is, but not to the level of Prince Vegeta. Seeing his reaction, Goku eagerly challenges Beerus to fight, only to be slapped in the back of the head by Bulma, who offers food to Beerus, who of course gladly accepts, and finds it absolutely delicious, one to try everything alongside Whis. This keeps them occupied until late into the night. When the party is over, Goku jumps up again and begs Beerus for a fight, which the god of destruction accepts. He revs up to Super Saiyan 3 only to be quickly dispatched by Beerus. Seeing his father defeated so easily sends a chill down Gohan's spine. Right now, more than ever, he wants to fight. So he announces, "I'll be your next opponent." Beerus expected Gohan to transform into some type of Super Saiyan, but the half-breed declares he no longer needs those forms and has greatly surpassed them. This upsets Beerus, who is specifically looking for the Super Saiyan God, but he'll see what the half-breed has to offer. Gohan goes in for a punch, which does connect with Beerus' jaw, but the guy just moves his head to look at Gohan, not phased in the slightest. He responds with a backhand, though Gohan is able to catch himself mid-air and doesn't fall as easily as his father. Beerus is shocked to see he's still standing and calls forth a flurry of ki orbs that flies towards Gohan all at once. He counters with the Maseko, but is struggling to stop even one of them. Looking behind him and knowing if he fails the earth could be destroyed, Gohan charges up his white ki, shining a light that illuminates the dark brighter than anything the sun could produce. With this display of power, he's able to destroy all the ki spears, leaving him breathing heavily for the first time in a long time. This gets Beerus excited, wondering just how much he can take. Gohan responds with a scream, pushing past his exhaustion to charge at Beerus. The god rewarded his spunk with a clash that shakes the northern galaxy. But Beerus was too powerful, and Gohan was flung back onto Earth like a meteor. His family and friends rush to his aid. Beerus comes down with a smile, excited for his next opponent on Earth. The god of destruction looks to Raditz, thinking he may be the Super Saiyan God. Though the Saiyan knew if Gohan stood no chance, neither does he. But he does have the idea to just wish the Super Saiyan God here. With a nod of approval from the god of destruction, Raditz hurries to where his wife gathered the Dragon Balls and calls upon Shenron, who informs her that they can't wish upon the Super Saiyan God, but he can tell them the ritual to become one. Once they find out how they perform the ritual, they use it on none other than Gohan, the strongest of the group, but it doesn't work, and since the dragon is already gone, they can't wish Tarble to Earth. This is when Videl reveals she's pregnant, and they try it once again. As Gohan feels his power coursing, he knows this will be enough to protect his pregnant wife. Although he does much better than Goku in canon, the Super Saiyan God form does disperse into his base. The battle comes to an end soon after, and Beerus leaves satisfied along with Goku, who has a new goal to reach. But Raditz isn't so happy. He was the only one who didn't fight with Beerus, seeing himself as a coward. So he comes up with the idea to train under Whis, of course bringing his little brother along with him. This is an easy task. All he has to do is offer some good food from Capsule Corp. Whis and Beerus accept his offerings and take them to Beerus' world, where their godly training begins. Gohan was offered as well, but he wants to stay on Earth, not wanting to miss a moment in his daughter's life. But he promises to continue training so his uncle and father can have someone to face to show the results of their training. Though during all this, an old threat has been revived. Frieza is brought back with the Earth Dragon Balls thanks to Sorbet, but what he's awakened to is bad news. Nappa has taken over a majority of the Frieza force, leaving Sorbet only a small fleet in fear of when they would get assimilated into the Neo Saiyan army. Though Frieza doesn't really care about a Saiyan whose name he didn't even bother to remember, but Sorbet informs the tyrant that the Saiyans defeated Majin Buu. That name gets a reaction out of Frieza, who realizes he would need to do some training before facing the Saiyans again. Now usually this would go uninterrupted, but in this what if, after 2 months of training, the Neo Saiyan army would detect the high power level on one of their ships. This would immediately be relayed to Nappa, who is in disbelief at the number and would want to personally check out what's going on. When he arrives on the planet, he's met by Tagoma, who at this point is stronger than Final Form Frieza, which confuses Nappa. Last he checked, he was only as strong as Zarbon and Dodoria, so how did he get thousands of times stronger in such a short time? But training with Frieza for so long, Tagoma started picking up some of the tyrant's traits, especially his hate for Saiyans. He calls Nappa a dirty monkey, confident he could kill him if he's by himself. But he underestimates his stand, which is his downfall, because in the blink of an eye, Nappa appears in front of him and blasts him away with a single ki attack. Nappa walks off with his head held up high, only to be stopped in his tracks by an all too familiar laugh. He turns around surprised to see that Frieza has been revived. The smug look on his face causes Nappa to flare up to Super Saiyan 2. He charges at the former tyrant, which causes him momentary shock, but before the attack could land, Frieza had transformed into his final state, trying to block the attack, but is sent flying. Frieza dusts himself off, impressed his lackey's lackey has gotten so strong, but he won't lose. The battle commences and it takes place all over the area in the blink of an eye. Unlike the martial artist Goku, Nappa is a brawler. He begins an unrelenting beatdown that Frieza couldn't hope to stop. The tyrant tries fighting back, but Nappa shrugs off each blow, not even trying to dodge. It's not that these attacks don't hurt, but he's taking them like a champ with a devious grin filled with blood. This frustrates Frieza to the point of him going to old reliable. Blow up the planet and survive in the vacuum of space, something the Saiyans can't. Though when Frieza launches the massive death ball, Nappa counters with his Bomber DX. The collision of the two attacks causes a huge explosion. Before Frieza could gather himself, Nappa comes out of the smoke launching a point-blank break cannon that wipes out the tyrant in an instant. Nappa powers down, battered and bruised, but still walks with his head held up high. In a sense, this was a way of proving that he was the true leader of the old Frieza force, better known now as the Neo Saiyan army. He tells his forces not only to prepare him a healing pod, but announce his victory. The news spreads to Sorbet, who finally admits defeats and joins the Neo Saiyan army. Better time than any to discuss Frieza's power, because a lot of people are going to be talking about it. In the RF arc and movie, he was weaker than the God-absorbed base Goku or Saiyan Beyond God. Only after turning golden was he able to match and arguably slightly surpass Blue, but that's an argument for another time. Regardless, he only got his golden form after 4 months of training, immediately heading to Earth after getting it, which is why he couldn't maintain it and lost to Goku and Vegeta. So he doesn't have that trump card. After only 2 months, meaning he only has his final form, which I put around Buu Saga Super Saiyan 2 level, meaning him and Nappa are around the same level, which I think is fair, since we have no way of scaling his power. If you have your own headcanon, I'd love to hear it in the comments. Moving on with the story, we get into the Universe 6 tournament, which happens for the same reasons. Champa is jealous of the food Beerus has on Earth, but doesn't have his own. Since the God of Destructions can't fight one another, they hold a tournament with their strongest competitors to decide on who gets Earth and who gets the Super Dragon Balls, which Champa has been collecting in secret. The biggest change in this arc would be the lineup. Goku and Raditz both agree that Goten and Trunks should participate to further their training, since the adults originally refused to have them train with the gods when they pleaded, so this is to make up for that. And Monaka is still the final teammate to motivate the others to get stronger. Nobody fails the test, so they have a full lineup. Goku versus Batoma happens just like canon with the ring out, which is followed by Goku losing to Frost due to poison alongside Goten. Though after this second loss, Jacko spots the needle and Goku and Goten get to be brought back into the tournament. But before Frost is disqualified, Raditz says he wants to fight him. Similar to Vegeta, now that he knows that the poison needle is there, all he has to do is turn Super Saiyan, dodge every blow, and finish him off. The next fight with Vegeta should be a win, since Saiyans like Raditz are known to smack talk, so his feelings will get hurt. Next we have Raditz versus Cabba. Base to base they're equal, so Raditz kicks it up to Super Saiyan, which of course Cabba can't do. Now, unlike Vegeta, who tricks Cabba into transforming, Raditz just explains how the transformation works. He tells him he has to be angry and must have the desire to gain this power, but only he can find that reason. He uses Frost as an example. In base, he probably couldn't beat his final form, but with Super Saiyan, he can. He betrayed the trust of the universe and only he can save it with this form. Cabba imagines this scenario vividly, along with a slew of other opponents that could come out of the woodworks. He wouldn't be strong enough to stop. With an image of his planet exploding and the lives of those close to him disappearing, he unlocks the legendary transformation and is ready to continue the fight with Raditz, now once again on equal grounds. Though Raditz didn't let the fight go on for long before transforming into Super Saiyan Blue, telling him that this is the latest and greatest that he should strive for. Grateful for what Raditz did, he now sees him as a master, though his master doesn't fare too well against the final opponent of Hit, who he's unable to see past his time skip. But watching this battle allows Goku to try and figure it out. Once he does, he turns blue to continue the battle, but realizes this won't be enough. So he tries something he wanted to wait to use when he sees Gohan again. Thinking of the rematch with his son, a fight against Beerus, and this conflict right now, Goku knows he has to constantly break his limits if he wants to catch up to all these powerful opponents. So with that in mind, he discovers a level beyond Blue. Super Saiyan Blue evolved. This form increases his muscle mass, turning his hair into a darker shade of blue. I always put this as a 20x amp on top of Blue, since it was standing side by side with Kaioken times 20 Goku in the Tournament of Power, meaning this is greater than the times 10 Goku did at this moment with his Kaioken in canon. So with this 2 times boost, I feel like Goku would win the fight, even though he wouldn't accept the victory, wanting to fight Hit again without the no killing rule. Zeno arrives soon after, befriending Goku and promising to hold another tournament. Now, we are going to skip the future Gohan arc. This pretty much would be the same as the future Trunks arc, Just replace Trunks with Gohan and there you go. Not much can change except the emotional beats of Gohan being sad that his alternate self is living the life he never could because all he's ever done is fight. But he snapped out of this depression by meeting his little brother Goten, who wasn't born in his timeline. Also, Goku and Raditz would fuse for the first time into Roku. You can call it Raditz like Moscow X if you like though. The last saga I'll cover is the Tournament of Power. The changes will start in the recruitment portion of the arc. The humans and Piccolo would still have the same stories, but since we are missing a few canon members of Universe 7, we need replacements. Our first two changes are training inside Whis' staff. Goku goes in to find Goten and Trunks, who are learning to move surrounded by God Ki. Goku is impressed they picked it up so quickly. It seems after seeing Goku's blue evolution, the boys gained motivation to train. They pleaded with their parents who eventually caved in, so whenever they have free time, they train under Whis. This part ends with them discovering Super Saiyan God and Goku feeling like they're ready, knowing they will only get stronger from here on out thanks to the tournament. Next, Goku instant transmissions into space, landing on Nappa's spaceship. Everyone is surprised, but the Neo Saiyan army leader rolls his eyes, wondering what Kakarot wants. He explains there's a tournament with the strongest fighters, and this interests Nappa, who brags he defeated a revived Frieza, though Goku isn't too impressed because in hindsight, Frieza was kind of weak. But Nappa defends himself, saying he was getting crazy strong, but he soon composes himself, saying, first things first, before joining this tournament, his army is having a hard time rescuing a planet from a dictator. When something like this happened, Nappa likes to go down and raise morale by dominating the battlefield. Goku excitedly joins and they easily end this war. As they zoom across the battlefield, Nappa saves all the injured warriors, showing that he truly does care for his army, and because of this, they respect and are extremely loyal to him. His Neo Saiyan army now, because of this, is more like the police force of Universe 6. After returning all the stolen planets from Frieza's tyranny, they go across and rescue planets from evil dictators, leading to a lot of people willingly joining his army in admiration. With that situation handled, they only need one more member. As they brainstorm on who to add, thinking they should get Turbo, Tights comes to say she's here to help. After hearing the situation from Bulma, the group tells her there's not much she can do, but she explains she's not gonna fight, it's her husband, which is none other than Vegeta. Everyone is shocked, and they explain while Vegeta was on his journey of self-discovery, they ran across each other and the rest is history. He now has a new reason to protect this world and wants to join. With that, we have 10 members and can start the tournament. We'll mainly focus on our new members since everyone else's battles would be the same. All of Vegeta's fights are just replaced with this version of Raditz. Trunks and Goten are doing fairly well thanks to Super Saiyan God. They can handle most of the canon fodder. Their biggest challenge would come from Universe 2's Warriors of Love. They take out 2 of their members, but the third, Rubrian, proves difficult, especially in her giant form, which is able to eliminate Goten. She then announces that the reason they lost is they don't have enough love. But Trunks envisions his family, his dad and mom who has always been there for him and supported him, and his little sister who he wants to be there for and support. This family love fuels Trunks into unlocking Super Saiyan Blue, the power needed to defeat his opponent once and for all. Skipping forward in the tournament, after Goku unlocks Omen for the second time to defeat Kale, fusion is now allowed. Nappa and Vegeta, knowing they have fallen behind due to God Ki, are at first hesitant to do it, but they each have their reasons to fight to protect their universes. Nappa with his army and Vegeta with his new family. So they even the odds by using Potara to become Super Saiyan, what I'll call Nappa for now. This fusion is nothing to scoff at, and with the help of the other members of Universe 7, it was the key to taking out Laza. The last major change is Gohan is obviously stronger because he never stopped training. He's able to handle himself better, defeating Dispo and not having to suicide himself off the ring. With all these differences, there are a lot of remaining members of Universe 7 against only one Jiren. Nappa tries firing the final cannon, a mix of the final flash and the break cannon, to no effect. Jiren not only blocks it, but counters with a hit that splits the fusion, sending them flying to two separate sides of the ring. Trunks tries to help, but he's swatted away and wrung out with ease. Raditz, wanting revenge for his son, tries turning blue evolution, but is too tired from using it to defeat Toppo, so he can only muster blue, which isn't enough. But before he gets wrung out, he gives the last of his energy to his brother Goku. Like Canon, Goku masters Ultra Instinct and pushes Jiren to the edge. But when he gets back up, he gains the help of his son Gohan as they work together to wring him out, knocking themselves out in the process. This leaves only the former fusion of Vegeta and Nappa. Everyone is worried as what they're going to wish for, except Goku. The two Saiyans simply give each other a half smile, saying all their goals can be accomplished without the Dragon Balls, so might as well wish back the other universes. This pleases Zeno and the universes are allowed to remain. Lastly, the Broly movie wouldn't happen like canon. Yes, Broly would be found, but Nappa wouldn't use him to kill the Earthlings, obviously. He would let them join the Neo Saiyan army and make Paragus a general, because they've met in the past and he trusts his abilities. As for Broly, when Nappa tests his power, excited to fight another Saiyan, he's pleasantly surprised at their all-out brawl and the increases he gains during the battle. So, he uses him as his official sparring partner, hoping to one day match that godly power he saw in the tournament without fusion. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the series, and if you did, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, especially if you have questions on why I did what I did or just want to see more videos. I also have a Discord that you can join that I enjoy being a part of, so jump in there if you want to talk more. Anyway, until the next video, have a good one.